Alright everybody, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Part 3! Today, we're gonna head over to Sarasla first and tackle down some desert stuff.
Yippee!
I see the pun in there, tackle, because we can get the running shoes now. We can pretty much tackle things.
It would have been more
funny.
fitting if he said quick attack.
You know, to be honest, I wasn't actually going for a pun, so...
Yep, unintentional pun achieved.
And he's telling us about the history of these warriors scrambling for this Triforce.
See the Link, you must get these 3 pendants. Go to Link.
Now they're called Pegasus shoes, not Pegasus boots in this game.
They changed the boots in the GBA version for some reason.
No, that's the thing, because they didn't. The thing is, the Pegasus shoes in this game, but in every other game they're Pegasus boots.
And it's easily my favorite item in the entire game, because I use it a lot.
Oh, it's pretty much a run button.
Yeah, BOOMF. Love
Makes
it.
things 10 times easier and 10 times faster.
You know, I've always used it... This is something I've been waiting for a long time, but when are they gonna ever implement, like, a freaking... the Pegasus boots in a 3D Zelda game? And
I know, I've been waiting for that too, because they got close with Skyward Sword having a run button, so it's kinda like this, but that's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same amount of speed.
Not just that, but you can't attack while you're running. You gotta stop, then attack, so it's not the same.
also, get used to that save and quit screen. I'm going to be doing that a lot just to save myself time going to several areas.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's pretty much
Yeah,
the fast...
BOOMF.
Because whenever you save and quit, you get to choose from locations. In the GBA version, they take out one of the locations just to make a start from save place. But it's very useful nonetheless.
I don't remember if I mentioned this, but this is going to be 100% LP, which means I'll be going after every item, heart piece, and the works, so...
Mind you, 100%ing or not, this game is still short nonetheless, so it's good you're going for 100%.
So if people want to use this as a walkthrough, go right ahead.
I mean, I was probably thinking of at least using this as a basis, but now I've completed the game.
You may have difficulty keeping up because Ken's going ridiculously fast.
Well, this is kind of like how I was the other day playing this game. I want to practice up a little bit again just so I'm more familiar with the game by the time we get to the commentary.
We should totally do a Let's Race, my god.
I'm not going to do a Let's Race of this game because I will probably be pretty good in the light world, and then it will get to the dark world, and I will have to use the map because I just can't.
The only places I would hate for a race sake would be 2 hard pieces that are completely up to luck. No matter how good your luck is, it's still terrible.
The biggest problem is if the race was not 100%, I would have even more trouble simply because my endurance when I play a Zelda game is bad.
Well, this is the only game where you can't do a 3-heart run because you have to pick up the heart containers you earn from bosses to even get, like, the plot MacGuffin from them, so...
Exactly. I've been meaning to bring it up. I keep on forgetting. The only way I've seen people doing 3 hearts runs of this game is with emulators turning on cheats, where they make the pendants go into their inventory, and that way that's not the legit way. This game is impossible to do a legit 3-heart run. Which is kind of disappointing because I wanted to for challenge sake, but because you gotta pick these up, it made me disappointed a little bit.
It's still hard to do because you can miss out on the mails and such.
Oh,
and
yeah, you
sword
missed out on
upgrades.
mail. You can miss on upgrading your shield until you absolutely...
Yeah. Oh,
But,
no
yeah,
BOOMF. Why am I quoting Ya BOOMF?
good question.
Oh, I think I know why. It's because I've been doing a Ya BOOMF montage of Gavarok's Monkey Hero playthrough at the moment that I wanted to get up. But no. So, Ya BOOMF!
And now we
I
get
think
the Book of Medora, one of the many items in Link to the Past that don't seem to return in a bunch of other later Zelda games,
Well,
actually.
because it's not as useful in the other games. But I think I know a way to do, as close as to a 3-heart run, or, in this case, a challenge run in this game. Playthrough with only the green mail, only a level 2 sword, because that's the highest you can go. For...
Well, lowest you can go,
lowest
technically.
you can go, I should say. Keep your standard shield, and don't pick up any pieces of heart. Just the heart can need. When suddenly bomb. Didn't think a tree would drop a bomb, but that was great timing. But I think that's probably the best way to do this if you're doing some challenge run. Because that's really the only other thing I can think of.
Yeah, though the spin attack can be pretty hard to pull off because a lot of enemies, a lot of bosses you fight, with the exception of Argus and the Armor's Gut, well, with the exception of all the, well, of all the Light World bosses except for the Desert Temple one and Argus from level 2 of the Dark World, you pretty much bounce off of all of the bosses that you hit.
Hmm.
Yeah, and in a sense that makes it harder as well.
Well, in some cases it may be good to get you out of danger, and at other times it'll make the battle draw out ridiculously longer. Well, actually, I don't know. Did Vitreous bounce off of you if you used your sword?
I think you could fight Vitreous with the sword. I'm pretty sure you could.
No, I mean, do you bounce off of him when you hit him, or does he...
I think he might.
You do deflect a bit, but you still do damage, I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, you do damage, I know that.
Cause I know most of the bosses in this game you bounce off of whenever you hit them with a spin attack or sword attack, period.
Yeah.
Anywho, we're just doing this to get a hard piece. We'll have to come back here later to activate something in one of the Dark World dungeons later.
Do you,
Fun fact.
Actually, do you know the trick about the fish?
Wait, I was about ready to mention that. If you take that fish, throw it into a lake of water, they give you rupees.
Don't think I knew that, actually.
I just recently learned that.
It's pretty handy.
That's something you would not know naturally.
Interesting bit of trivia. Did you know that some bombable walls can actually be broken in with the Pegasus boots?
Yep. Do that a lot, actually.
I think so. I think I might have done that accidentally once, but...
Provided it's cracked and has a round hole, you can knock it in with the Pegasus boots. If it's like the one that leads into here, however, you need to use a bomb.
Yeah, I originally thought that was only a GBA thing, but no, it's also in the Super Nintendo version. Because I know they kind of do different things in the GBA version, but I want to mention one thing about that room. If you hug down the very bottom of the screen there, you can walk over to the other side, so you don't even have to use a bomb there.
I think I've done that once, like a long time ago, in like a previous playthrough, but...
Because I usually don't use arrows in this place, I'll just go and spin attack them, so I'll just walk to the side and just spin attack.
I think I may have accidentally done that once, but I didn't make it all the way across and I just fell in.
Ugh.
Well, I know you can do that with one heart piece.
Well, okay, so while we're on the overworld, I must ask, what's everybody's opinions of the overworld? Because I know that's a lot of people's problems if they come into it late.
Well, the thing is, this is one of the better overworlds because it has a lot of variety, but the thing is, because you have the Pegasus boots, and plus you're able to warp around so much, it's not really that bad, and it doesn't take you that long to get around.
It's actually really easy to memorize, and quite often you find that you find that you get used to the overworld of this game really quickly, and you don't need to refer to the map all that much for it.
Be careful of those crabs. They do 3 hearts of damage.
Yeah, those crabs do a lot of damage at this point until you get the next male, which won't be until more than halfway through the game. But yeah, Ice Rod.
Very the most useless item in the entire game.
Well, it's useful against certain things, like the boss coming up in the second dungeon, and then a boss in level 7 of the Dark World. Yep, backtracking. Time for some backtracking.
That was the first transition, but believe me, transitions will get weird. They will get weird.
You mean like that one thing that was sticking out of the grass?
Something like that.
I know sometimes when you're cutting down the grass, you'll find an enemy in there, but sometimes it'll be like that.
In my opinion, the overworld, while it is easy to memorize, like Marley said, I feel like there are times, like Wade told me, there are times where it can be a little bit haphazardous, and there are some areas in the game where they're just sort of there and kind of pointless.
Well, yeah, but mind you, every single Zelda game has that. There's a single or multiple places in hub worlds in the Zelda games that have that issue.
Where things have just been placed willy-nilly, yeah.
But the one thing I love about this overworld the most out of a lot of the other games is the sense of variety. There's so much variety in this one.
If they would have added 2 more villages, I think I would have been happy.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lack of villages, but besides that...
That's the thing though, Ken. Where are you going to put them?
Let's see, somewhere on a Death Mountain, and...
Death Mountain?
A Death Mountain village? Are you insane?
Unless they're Gorons, which hadn't been introduced yet, I don't see that.
And then like a lakeside village or something, by Lake Hylia.
I was thinking maybe near the castle.
And don't forget this, Marley, there could be like hermits living on the mountain or something.
I was thinking put a village near the castle, because that's where Link lives, so that's showing you can have houses there.
Okay, then there you go. Kakuya village, a castle town, and a lakeside village. There you go.
Yeah, it could work. Granted, with all the effort it takes just to get to get to the lake, sheesh.
It'd give the world a much more living feeling.
People never travel outside of this town because they don't have the power glove.
And a sword. And a spear and an axe. Well, actually, now that I think of it, there's never been a spear and an axe in a Zelda game, has there?
No. Well, they got close, but that's only like an item you can pick up from the Moblins in Wind Waker.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now, when I first played this dungeon, I hated it because the one thing about it, it's easy to get lost here your first time.
There's a lot of
Not just
dead
that, but there's a lot of sections where you can go outside the dungeon. One of them's completely pointless.
In my opinion, this is easily the shortest dungeon in the game.
If you know how to do it right, yes.
The biggest problem that this dungeon has is quite often you can't remember whether something is on the left side or the right side. So you'll spend a lot of time looking for it on the left side just to realize it's on the right side. And then when you get to the right side, you'll find out that you can't do anything in that right side because you need to go get a key that's in the left side.
But the problem is that once you memorize it, it suffers from pointless room fever.
It does, because there are a lot of... There is one room in this dungeon that all it is a kill room. And you don't even get anything for it. And it's the room that is right there. That is the most pointless room in this entire dungeon.
These dungeons have that issue, because there's a lot of rooms in future dungeons that do the same thing. They're just there just for a kill sake, and you don't get any actual reward. Not even a fairy.
It's just more of a dead-end trap.
In fact, this is one of the only dungeons that gives you a fairy fountain. Some others do as well, but it's kind of weird when they give you a fairy fountain inside of a dungeon. Always a nice change of pace when you need a fairy.
That's the thing, because the idea is this fairy fountain isn't hidden. In most of the other dungeons where it does have one, it's hidden somewhere, or it's hidden nearby to a dungeon. As is the case with
this one is kind of hidden because you have to go out of your way to find it, but
out of your way, more like just push one block and go up in the room you unlock, and that's it. You kind of have to go that way anyways, but you don't have to go in that upper room.
I found that a lot of dungeons have fairies. I mean, the Eastern Temple does, this one does, the level 1 from the Dark World does.
Tower of Hera has one hidden in one. If you can fall far enough into the right pipes, you can actually find a hidden fairy fountain in the basement of the Tower of Hera.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, it's kind of hard to do that because if you don't know where to fall exactly, you're not making it there. But yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, a lot of
We got the power mittens.
We got the power glove. It is a gaming utility that never.
It's better than the NES. Better than the NES because that actually does something.
It's so bad.
But yeah, now we can lift up these little pieces of stone. Mind you, it's only the white stone. So yeah, we're kind of ignoring the black stone for now.
Because I can.
You get hit on the way out. It's funny.
No, actually it didn't count as a hit.
Oh, I saw your character get hit.
Oh, I mean, it hit me, but by the time it did, I was already in the door, and that didn't count, so...
Hey, just ignore him.
Well,
Just ignore him. He'll go away.
come on.
Go
Go.
away.
There you go.
You would've went away, you know.
And they just conveniently put a landmolar face on the wall, just going, this can't possibly be suspicious, or the actual entrance.
Though it is much shorter than the other. I don't know, this whole dungeon is short in a nutshell.
Keys on the bottom left.
Now, I will say this,
There you go.
I have a fair bit of trouble with the floor tiles. I found...
Okay, Marley, here's a hint. Just stand in the doorway.
There's actually a trick. There's actually a trick I do with them. I didn't do it there, but I'm gonna show it off in the Tower of Hera.
Let me guess. Hold out your sword and just stab them when they charge into you?
That's one way to do it.
Kind of. You'll see.
That's the tactic I do most of the time, provided that I can actually position myself in such a way that I get the angle right.
That tactic works effectively in the Game Boy Zelda games. Not so much here. In fact, I do something else.
In fact, actually, I think it's probably better instead of holding down your charge, just keep on mashing the attack button.
So technically, I do the shield in the Game Boy Zelda games, not the sword, but...
Well, that's the thing, because holding out the sword, I find it works for me and it keeps me alive. And provided I'm paying attention to where the floor tiles are coming from, I can get them to go on a trajectory that I can actually deflect, which is
Well, let's
nice.
just say with this method I do, I barely have to even move at all.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing when I know where all these keys are on these pots? 'Cause I've been pretty much predicting exactly where they are.
I don't know.
Well, you did just play the game. I think the last time I played...
Well, no,
Into
I
the
knew this
Past
when I was going
probably-
into the game. I haven't played it in a while.
Admittedly, I think the last time I played it all the way through was probably a year and a half ago, and before that was when I was in China, and that was about 5 years ago. So,
Alright, good tip for this boss. Stand next to the crumbling things that they're coming out of and spin attack as soon as you know they're about to come out, and you'll be knocking to a safe spot.
If you have the ice rod at this point, you can go ahead and use it on these guys. As soon as they come out, fire right away. And if you hit them properly, 2 shots kill them.
yeah, land molders don't like ice.
magic.
They don't like ice
Problem
at
is,
all.
Ice Rod uses up so much magic.
Yeah,
At
the
this
magic
point,
consumption of the ice rod is sadly bothersome.
Me later
Yeah.
on when you...
If it would have used a
Magic's
little
fine.
less magic, I would have used it more, but that's why it's one of the most useless items in the
At
game.
this stage, I would just use it for this guy, and that's pretty much it. Until I got half magic, because of that reason. In fact, I only really used the ice rod.
I
for 2
think
bosses,
what I
and
think
that's
is
it.
probably the best thing about the ice rod though is if you use it in combination with the magic hammer once you get it, enemies will always drop a full magic refill.
So sadly, you
Really?
only actually need the Ice Rod once.
Well, I'm gonna keep that in mind then, Marley, because I did not know that.
I actually found it out from a hidden room somewhere in the Dark World. There's just a Sahasrahla panel somewhere and it just goes, Link, I have an important piece of information for you. If you use the ice rod in combination with the magic hammer, the enemy will always drop a magic decanter, also boomerang spin.
I did not
Okay.
think you could do that.
Okay, but, one thing you guys didn't see because I beat the last one really quickly, if you leave the one more out as you're trying to kill them all, it spits out more rocks as it comes out of its
Yeah.
sand pit, so
Yeah.
that's something to watch out for. But anywho, part 4 we take on the last dungeon in the light world, so see you guys then.